comparing an American grocery store
to an Irish supermarket.
During our time in Ireland, we went to Dunn's quite a few times, and we swore that the prices seemed quite a bit cheaper than our home state of Arizona. So in today's video, we will find out if that's actually the case or if we're just bad at doing Euro to USD conversions in our head. And don't worry, we will do all the conversions on screen for you, so you don't have to look it up yourself.
We will be comparing the stores, their produce section, bakery, meat section, dairy and eggs, dry goods and condiments, frozen foods, snacks and sweets, beverages, alcohol, breakfast items, and a few other small differences like the storage of eggs. But before we get into it, one thing to remember is US prices do not include sales tax, whereas Irish prices do. So just keep that in mind that the prices will be slightly increased when checking out in America.
Also, just a quick disclaimer, this was filmed in a small town in Arizona, so prices in the US are subject to change. Of course, in a bigger city, it'll probably be more expensive, but we wanted it to be genuine to us because we live in this town. So this is actually what it would be like for us, and you guys can see that. And also, this was filmed in Dublin, Ireland.
Starting with the produce section, we did notice that the prices were a little bit cheaper. However, the packaging seemed a little bit smaller compared to the United States. So on the right here, we have mangoes for $2.49 and pineapple for $2.99. Or you can get 2 for $5. We also have this cup of strawberries for €1. Right here we have red peppers for 49 cents. A bag of carrots for $1.69, a 2-pack of corn on the cob for $2.99, a bag of oranges for $2.99, and this package of apples for €3. We have some apples right here for 49 cents, and various other fruit for 49 cents each also. We have this pack of strawberries for $6.99, this head of lettuce for $1.79, these mushrooms for $1.15, cucumbers for $1.29. So now we're going to be moving on to the US produce. Our pricing here is a little different. We do price it by the pound. And no, I don't mean the currency, I mean the weight. Alright, so first we're going to start off with this 4-pound bag of oranges for $3.49. We're going to be telling you the price with the card that you can get from the store because it's super easy to get a card. Right here we have some apples, 99 cents for a pound. Right here there's some seedless watermelon, 2 for $5. These are pretty small. Here's Joey's hand for reference. Here's some mushrooms for $2.29. Here's a veggie tray for $13.99 with some ranch. Here's a fruit tray for $10.49. Right here we have some different types of fruits. On the left we have cantaloupe for $5, and on the right we have some blueberries and raspberries for $10. A 2-pound bag of peaches for $4.99. Small avocados for 99 cents each.
Here's some produce we forgot to film. You can get a cucumber for 67 cents or an English cucumber for $1.50, a head of lettuce for $2.19, and 2 pounds of strawberries for $4.99.
And lastly, we have some tomatoes here for 99 cents a pound.
Moving on to bakery and bread. All right, in Dunn's, we didn't get a clip of the bakery section because there's workers and we didn't want to be rude. But here's how it would look, and here's some of the prices according to their website online. Apparently, bread in Ireland and Europe in general is way better than America due to it having way better ingredients. But let's move on to the bread aisle now. So we had a decent bread section here with various pricing. We originally thought this was the cheapest at $1.09. And that is pretty cheap. But then we actually found white sliced pan bread for 95 cents. So moving on to what we found that was more expensive, we found some here for $2.99, $3.29, and sourdough bread for $3.49. Now moving on to the bakery section in Fry's in Arizona. Let's go through a few things here. We found some cheese croissants for $5.99, fruit pies for $5.99, and these look pretty good. Probably not that healthy for you, but we had a cherry pie, a pecan pie, and a pumpkin pie. Now moving on to the bread aisle, we had bagels here for $3.99, and look how big these aisles are here in America. We have sourdough bread for $3.49, Italian bread for $4.49, and the cheapest bread we could find here in the States was the Kroger brand, which is the store brand's plain bread for $1.99. So you guys definitely have us beat with that. I think we have a million of the same type of bread here. We have hot dog buns for $1.79, also the store brand, or the more expensive brand for $3.49. Hamburger buns for $3.49 or 2 for $5 with the deal, 8 count.
Now let's move on to the meat section back at Dunn's. So here's 2 packs of hot dogs. On the left there's $3.69, on the right it's $2.09, both 10-pack. Right here's some Irish ham for $2.79 or 2 for $4. Here's some more ham for $1.30. A big difference you'll notice is the amount that's in the packaging for the meat. Here's a little bit of a bigger package. Here's 20 slices of of thin crumbed Irish ham for $2.89. Here's 30 slices of pork, onion, and tomato for $3.29. I've never seen that before. So on the left here, we have sirloin steak for $4.49. On the right, we aren't sure because we can't really read it, but it says $8.99 for whatever steak this is. Here's some filet steaks for $14.49. Some ribeye steaks for $10.99. Here's some Irish beef mince for $6.69. Some Irish pork mince for €3. Here's some beef burgers for $5.49 or 2 for $10. 4 Irish beef rib steak burgers for $6.69. I will say right away that I noticed the burgers are cheaper than in the United States. Here's some barbecue Irish pork ribs for $4.29 or 3 for $10. Some Irish pork belly slices for $3.79. Here's some Irish pork steak for $7.29. Some more ribeye steaks for €16. Strip loin steak for $14.50. Right here, there's some Irish chicken wings for $3.29. Right here, there's a whole medium Irish chicken for $5.19. Some smoked turkey rashers for $3.75. Some turkey sausages for $3.75. Chicken thighs for $5.79 or 2 for $10. Moving on to the US, you can tell right away that we love our colored packaging. So right here we have some turkey breast for $5.99, and on the right we have some honey ham for $5.99. And both of them are 1 pound bags. Here's some thick bacon for $7.49. Here's some maple sausages on sale for $2.29. And here we have the classic for the same price. Here's some more bacon for $4.99. Here's a sausage roll for $5.49. Some pork sausage links for $4.49. Also, we forgot to record this, but in the bacon section, there was Wendy's bacon, which is so weird. Here's some fresh 93% lean ground beef sold in a 2 pound package for $4.99 a pound. I think this is a little dumb because it's already in the 2 pounds. Why is it telling you it's $4.99 a pound? Of course, it shows the actual price on the bottom, which I think that should just be the price in general. There's our American marketing for you. Here's some T-bone steak for $8.99 a pound. Of course, it varies by package though. Here's some chuck roast for $5.99 a pound. Here's some chicken breast fillets for $6.99 a pound. Of course, it's gonna vary with each package. Here's some ground beef. It's a 3 pound package for $17.99. That's pretty big. Here we have 8 beef patties for $12. Here we have some hot dogs, $3.69 or 2 for $5. Here's some more hot dogs for $4.89. Here we have some small Lunchables on the top for $2.29, Lunchly underneath it for $4.99, and the bigger Lunchables that you can buy with a juice box for $3.49. Here we have the off-brand lunch makers for 4 for $6. And right behind us are the Pop-Tarts, but look how many flavors that we have. They're $2.99 a box, but this is insane. I've only tried like 2 of those.
Next up, we have the dairy and egg section here at Dunn's. We have 3 liters of whole milk for $3.55, 2 liters of whole milk for $2.45. We have whole super milk at 1.75 liters for $2.95, and more milk at the bottom for $2.69 for 2 liters. For packaged cheese, we have this 180 gram package for $1.89, $2.65 for 200 grams of grated mozzarella cheese, and $2.89 for some on the left there. We have 200 gram packages of block cheese at $1.85 or $2.25 on the left, and the bigger packs are €3. Next up, we have cream cheese for $2.65 or 165 grams, all different types of flavors. And of course, Kerrygold butter, a 454 gram pack for $5.49, and a tub for $4.19 or $2.99 for 227 grams, or 400 grams for $3.99. There's a lot of these. Coming up to the eggs now, we have 12 Irish eggs for $3.79, 6 Irish eggs for $1.95, and 20 Irish eggs for $4.65. Now moving on to America, where you'll notice we keep our eggs refrigerated because of the way we prepare them. That was weird to us in Ireland. We weren't used to that. At first, we were freaked out that the eggs weren't in the fridge, but that's just the way it is. We have a gallon of 2% milk at $3.29, or a half gallon for $2.39 of 2% milk, and all the types of milk are $3.29. Next up, we have Kroger whole milk mozzarella shredded cheese for $2.49, and all these packs are the same price. That's another difference. We call this string cheese. I think over there it was called cheese string, so just flip. We have a cheese bar here, Colby for $7.79, store brand, or $2.49 for a smaller pack, 8 ounces. Next up, we have sour cream, $4.19 for 24 ounces, or $2.99 for the smaller pack. Here, our Irish butter is 8 ounces at $5.49, 2 count, or 4 sticks for $10.49, or you can go with the American butter for $4.29, or the more expensive name brand for $5.49 for 4 sticks, 4 ounces each. Here we have 12 ounces of cream cheese for $6.49, and we had a viewer say, I want to see all the the different types of coffee creamer. So here it is. Yes, we love our coffee creamer, I guess. I don't really, but I know a lot of people do, obviously. We have Dunkin' Donuts, Coffee Mate for $7.79. More Coffee Mate, like a million of Coffee Mate. We have a Snickers flavor there. We have zero sugar, coconut cream, chocolate caramel, and cinnamon roll. Then we also have peppermint mocha, French vanilla from Delight for $7.49, and more of Delight. All right, back to cheese. We have $4.29 for Kraft Single Sharp Cheddar. It's a 16 count at 10.7 ounces. We have Sargento's 11 slices or 20 thin slices for $3.69, but that's the more expensive name brand, so we usually go with Kroger's at 16 slices for $4.49. Here we have a 12 count of eggs for $16.29, or so we thought. That really freaked us out, but luckily we found out it was a 60 count. It was just in the wrong section. These are more expensive eggs for $7.79 for a 12 pack, $6.29 for a 12 pack, but these are not the store brand. The store brand, you can find a 12 count of eggs for $3.69 or an 18 count for $5.49. We didn't record a 6 count, but it would be $2.39.
All right, we're gonna be moving on to condiments and pantry items, starting with this tomato ketchup for $4.50. Here we have some seriously good mayonnaise for €4. It must be really good. On top right here, we have some packaging of soup that you can make. It's $1.69. And then on the bottom, we have cans of it for €2 or 3 for €5. So this is gonna be one of the big differences in America. This is a huge price difference for us. Here we have some curry ramen. It's a 4-pack for $3.99. And then you'll see later on what our pricing is. And then above it was the cheapest that we could find at €1. We found the cup version at $1.80. Here's some more mayonnaise for $4.40. Here we have pickle ketchup for $4.60. I've never heard of that. Here's some Nature Valley Crunch bars for €6. It's a family pack which has 20 bars.
You can get Dunn's 500 grams of spaghetti for $1.49 or the name brand of 500 grams for $1.88.
Now moving on to the US, here we have some beefaroni for $1.25 each or 4 for $5. This one is 7.5 ounces. Here we have some ravioli for $3.29. This is the bigger can though at 40 ounces. Here are the smaller cans which are $1.25 each or 4 for $5 at 15 ounces. Here we have some tomato sauce for 59 cents. Here's some diced tomatoes for $1.39. Some more diced tomatoes for $1 each. And here's what we are talking about. You will see what our ramen prices are right now at 39 cents, which is pretty crazy. Here's our cup of noodle. We got shrimp. Here we have the package version, not in the cup, for 50 cents each. There's even a Tapatio flavor at $1.99. Here we have some hot chocolate at $3.49 for an 8-pack. Some spaghetti for $1.99. It's a 32 ounce. Here's some more spaghetti at $1.99, but it's a 16 ounce. Here's a 3 count of mac and cheese for $8.99. Here's some more mac and cheese for 2 for $3. Again, some more mac and cheese, 79 cents each. Right here are our beans. Here's some ranch style beans for $1 each. And then this is our tortilla section. So we have some for $4.49, which is an 80 count of corn tortillas. And here's our soup section. So right here we have cream of mushroom for $1.99. And then next to it was chicken and herbs for the same price, $1.99. Here we have a bigger can at $2.99.
You can get 24 fluid ounces of name brand oval dill pickle chips for $3.49 or the store brand at 16 fluid ounces for $2.99. Vlasic also has these gigantic 80 fluid ounce whole dill pickle jars for $7.29, or you can get the smaller version of 46 fluid ounces for $5.79. We also have tons of salad dressing options. We're not going to go through them all though because there's so many, but here is some ranch since that's not that big of a thing in Ireland, and here are the ingredients.
Here's a 5-pack of energy bars for $6.99, kind of expensive. And then here's just a whole bunch of bars that we have.
Moving on to the frozen food section at Dunn's, we actually have TGI Fridays chorizo mac and cheese nacho for $4.75. Below it, Cajun chicken pasta with chorizo for €5, then chicken strips for €6, and then chicken wings for $5.25. We also have Iceland southern fried chicken drumsticks for €5. There's a lot of them here. Some more strips for €5. Those are barbecue. Then we have any two 2 for $3 thin crust pizza. We have cheese and tomato, pepperoni, cheese and onion. Now we have ice cream for €2, even more ice cream for $3.50 and €3. And this is a pretty small section because we did go to a smaller Dunn's. Next up in America, we have a huge section, starting off with shredded hash browns, a 30-ounce pack for $4.49. We also have fries, $4.49. And of course, we have like every fast food chain's version. We have onion rings here from Rally's or Checkers, depending on what part of the states you're from. That's going to cost you $5.49. Then we also have crispy waffle fries for $4.49. And of course, Sonic tater tots for $5.79. And just this huge section, we have seafood, different frozen meats, frozen meals, like these chicken tenderloins for $9.99 for 2.5 pounds, or this Tyson chicken breast tenderloin package for $13.99 for a 40-ounce pack. We also have hot wings and boneless chicken wings from Tyson for $9.49 for a 24-ounce pack. Dino Buddies, Dino Nuggets, $7.99 for a 21-ounce pack, or $11.99 for a 56-ounce. Jimmy Dean maple griddle cake, sausage and egg cheese sandwiches for $7.49. Croissant sausage, egg and cheese for $8.49. English muffins for $6.79, and we had to include the shepherd's pie frozen meal, $10.79 for a 22-ounce, or $4.99 for an 8-ounce pack. Wouldn't recommend shopping much in this section because it's definitely not the healthiest. And a whole bunch of different pizza, different brands, ranging from like $7 to $12. Here's the $9.99 for that, $6.99 for taquitos, or $7.49 for the more expensive brand, and corn dogs for $3.99, and a whole bunch of different ice cream, Twix, Snickers, Oreo, Butterfingers. They're all varying prices. Here's a whole bunch of smaller tubs. Not the best on prices for these. They're a little more expensive. And this is pretty crazy. We want to show you the huge amount of ice cream you can get here. This is a deluxe ice cream chocolate chip Kroger brand on sale for $6.99. And look at how big this is. I mean, it's a gallon of ice cream. So be careful with that. You could definitely get carried away and eat way too much of that in one sitting. We have Kroger deluxe ice cream sandwiches here, 48 ounces, $2.99. These are really good. These are also super addictive.
All right, next up in Dunn's is the snacks and sweets, starting off with Pringles. So you can get 2 for €4 or 1 for $3.49. Here's some different flavors that they have. Sour cream and onion, Texas barbecue, original, cheese and onion, of course, prawn cocktail. Here's a pack of Oreos for $2.35 and some other biscuits for 96 cents. Here's some toffee pops, which are one of our favorite sweets to eat. It's $1.99. Here's some Dunn's chocolate biscuits at 90 cents for a pack. Here's some Dunn's tea biscuits for 70 cents. Right here are some Hobnob original for $2.45. Moving on to the chips, we have a 6-pack of Tato salt and vinegar for $2.70. Under it is a variety pack for $2.70, and then above it is a 10-pack for €4. Right here are some Walkers for $3.29 for a 6-pack, and then we have a 6-pack of hula hoops for $3.55. Some popcorn for $2.45. Here are some Simply Better chips, $2.50 for 1 bag or 2 for $4.50. Sour cream and onion, prawn cocktail. Here are O'Donnell's chips for $3.10. These are really good. Here are some Kio's Shamrock and Sour Cream for $2.89. Another one of our favorites. And then here are the Takis for €3 each. Moving on to America, you'll notice we have a very colorful sweet section, as you can see. A lot of options. Here's some Ding Dongs for $5.69, coffee cakes for $5.69, Twinkies for $5.69. Twinkies are really good. This is how huge our snack section is. As you can see on the left, there's tons of Oreos compared to Dunn's. Many different flavors. There's thin ones, there's double stuffed. Here we have a bunch of cookies. Here's some chocolate chip for $3.49. And then here are all of our chips. Here we have some Ruffles for $5.99. And unlike Ireland, this is one huge bag. And then of course it goes to the party size for $6.49. And yes, this is just one big bag. Moving on, there's some Cheetos right here and then Doritos. Here's our original flavor, which is nacho cheese. And this is all the ingredients we know. And most of the party size bags are around the same as the Ruffles. And then here's our Pringles section. So our Pringles are $2.49 each or 2 for $5. We got original, and then we have popcorn. On the left, there's a 12-pack for $7.99, and then right next to it are mini bags, which is also a 12-pack for $5.79. And then there's just different flavors and more butter, just different stuff you can get with the popcorn. Here's some more of our chips. And of course the Lay's logo is the same as Walker's, and that's because it's the same brand for anyone that doesn't know. All the bags are $3.99 and you can see all the flavors that we have. It's a lot. Dill pickle, ew. Here are all our Takis at $4.29 a bag. Down here, they're all the same price except for the Fiesta at $5.99 a bag, which is a gigantic bag of Takis.
We also have the worldly snacks section, which is very tiny, and most of it is just British snacks, but thought it would still be cool to show here. Next up, we have juices and beverages. First, we have Tropicana orange juice, 1.5 liters at $5.49, and a whole bunch of varying sizes and varying things. All right, next up we have Monster. It's only €4, but there is a deposit price. You can get that back if you recycle. But just to make it easy, I'll say the price without the deposit. So it's €4 for a 4-pack of Monster. And these are some flavors that I'm not sure we've seen before. Next up we have Pepsi. It's 3 for €5 for a 2-liter or $3.15 each. Sprite is $1.87 each. And here's Club. We don't have that over here. With Coke, there's the same deal. It's 3 for €5 or $3.25 each. $5.50 for a 4-pack of Red Bull. And now we're moving on to the States where our section's gigantic. We have Monster here on sale for $7.49 for a 4-pack, quite a bit more. $2.79 for 2 liters of Coke. We have various fast food, Starbucks coffee drinks, 2 for $7. $8 for a 4-pack of Red Bull, and just a whole bunch of different soda. We have Minute Maid. They're all about $11 for a 12-pack. We have Barks root beer. I don't think you guys have that over there, root beer. Pretty good though. Dr. Pepper we have on sale for $2 each at 2 liters. Liquid Death, I'm not sure if you guys have that over there, but don't be fooled. It's just water with weird branding. We also have, of course, Arizona iced tea, which I know you guys have, but I thought it'd be cool to show since we're in Arizona and there's a whole bunch. $5.99. Then one-off cans for 79 cents on sale. That's always awesome about them. They try to keep it 99 cents and below. There's also Brisk tea for $1.59, but it's on sale for 1 for $1. And these are really good. They're not healthy for you at all, but they taste really good. Whole bunch of different flavors of Dr. Pepper. We have cherry, cream, and soda. A whole bunch of different iced tea. We have Big Red and Cactus Cooler, which I think are not only America only, but they're sections of America. I think Big Red originated in Texas, and I think Cactus Cooler is either a California thing or Arizona thing originally. And they're only found in the southwest of the US. Big Red isn't even found in California. Not good for you, but they taste really good. Here's some more A&W ice cream sundae flavor and a whole bunch of Mountain Dew, which is also bad for you, but we have a whole bunch. $10.99 for a 12-pack. We have Pepsi Mini Zero. We have $2.79 for Pepsi Zero. We don't have Pepsi Max here. And then we have Diet Pepsi, also on sale for $2.79.
Next up is alcohol, which you have to enter through this little door. You only have to be 18 to buy it in Ireland. Here's a 650 milliliter bottle for $3.50 of Hop House. Right here we have 12 bottles of Corona at 330 milliliters for €17, or you can get 6 bottles of 330 milliliters for €11. Here's some Coors 10 cans for 500 milliliters at €20. Some Carlsberg at €14.50. Here's Smirnoff vodka for €31. Here's 700 milliliters of Jack Daniels for €25. Some Southern Comfort for €20. Here's some Gunpowder Irish Gin for €35 for a 700 milliliter. And then next to it is Bombay Sapphire Gin at 700 milliliter for €25. Here's some Bacardi Rum for 700 milliliter at €24. Some Absolute Vodka at €23 for a 700 milliliter. And then here's some wine. It seems like it varies from €8 to €15 depending on what you're getting. Here's 15 cans of Guinness at 500 milliliters for €25. Some more Coors again, €26.50 for a 20 pack at 330 milliliters. Here's some Heineken. It's a 20 pack at 330 milliliters for €24. And then right here we have some Budweiser, €14 for an 8 pack at 500 milliliter a can. Moving on to America, here's a 30 pack of 12 ounce cans of Busch Light and Busch for $15.99. That's pretty crazy. Here's a 15 pack of Coors Banquet for $17.99. They're 16 ounce cans. Here's a 12 pack of Coors Light for 12 ounces per can at $15.99. Original price, but it's $11.99 on sale. Here's the Coors Light 30 pack of cans for $20.99 at 12 fluid ounces a can. That's also pretty crazy. We got Pacifico at $16.99 for a 12 pack. And then here's the Guinness. It's $17.99 for 12 bottles at 11.2 fluid ounces. Might as well just make it 12. Here's some Blue Moon for $16.99. It's a 12 pack, 12 fluid ounces. Here's some more Guinness. It's a 6 pack for $10.99. $10.99. Again, 11.2 ounces. Now moving on to hard liquor. Here we have a bottle of Tanqueray gin for $39.99. It's 1.75 liters. Right next to it, we have Bailey's, which is $21.99. Some E&J brandy for $10.99 for 750 milliliters. Here we have Bushmills and Proper 12 Irish whiskey. They're both 750 mil, but the one on the left is $18.99 and the one on the right is $17.99. Here we have Fireball at $19.99, 1.75 liters. Fireball is pretty nasty. We even have some Canadian whiskeys here. Here is Canadian LTD at $15.99. Next to it is Black Velvet at $16.99. And I don't know if this is in Ireland, but we both really like this. It's really good. It's Pink Whitney Pink Lemonade Vodka at $11.99, on sale for $9.99. It's really good. Here's some bottom shelf vodka, Seagram's Extra Smooth Vodka at $15.99 for 1.75 liters. Here's our Smirnoff. You can get a smaller bottle on the left for $10.99 or a bigger one for $17.99. And then this is the more expensive alcohol that we have locked up. Here we have Don Julio for $39.99, and then some other type of Don Julio for $49.99. And then I am not sure what's next to it, but it's $74.99. And lastly, we have some Hennessy at $39.99.
Next up, we have cereal and breakfast items, starting off with Dunn's. Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, you can see they're only $4.25. We have Wheatos, half price for $2.49. Kellogg's Crunchy Nut, $5.49, or the big pack for $6.95. Cornflakes, only €4. Those are pretty good. Kellogg's Frosties for $6.49. We call that something a little bit different. We have instant coffee for $7.50. I was not a fan of instant coffee. I like brewing it myself. And there's a whole bunch of these. Here's the more fancy ones, only €7. And then some more instant coffee for $8.65. We have Barry's tea, super good, $2.55 or $4.79 for a bigger pack, or €7 at the bottom for 160 biodegradable packets. Super good tea. We brought some back home that I showed in the intro. Here's also an 80 pack for $3.70, or the gold on the left for $4.09. Moving on to America, you can see we were laughing at this section because it kind of looks like dog food, but it's our cereal. We love our colored packaging, as you can tell. This looks like dog food, even though it's cereal. It's a jumbo bag. We have cornflakes, the non-name brand for $2.49, or the name brand for $6.29 for 12 ounces. Raisin Bran Crunch and Raisin Bran, each at $6.49. We have a whole bunch of different types of cereal. We have Cocoa Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Trix, Lucky Charms, More Crunch. Just a whole bunch of not very healthy but tasty sugary cereal. Trix was $5.49. Captain Crunch was $5.49 for 22.5 ounces. And behind us, we even had Scooby-Doo, a 40 pouch family pack for $7.99, 40 count. Here we have Cheerios, a big pack, the family size of 18 ounces for $5.49. More Cheerios, the smaller bag, 8.9 ounces, $4.29, on sale for 2 for $5. Then we have a whole bunch of maple syrup. These are $3.99. All of these different brands. It looks like they're 23 fluid ounces. And of course, pancake mix below it. We have Folgers coffee, which a decent amount of people don't like, but I like it just because you can get a lot of it for a decent price instead of paying at Starbucks or using instant coffee. It's 22.6 ounces for $16.99. And of course, we have the fast food places. Dunkin' here, 30 ounces for $28.99. And all this Starbucks for $15.29. And Pete's and more Dunkin'. But this definitely comes out to better than if you were to buy it every day at the store. And look at this Snickers flavored chocolate milk, $2.99. And Twix chocolate milk, $2.99. And we also have Sunny D, an 18 pack for $5.99. Here we have a 50 count of Twinings Irish breakfast tea for $9.49. We also have tons of Lipton's tea, like this black tea consisting of 100 bags for $4.99, or this 20 count of Bigelow decaffeinated green tea for $3.99, or you can go with the store brand 40 count of green tea for $2.89.
Lastly, there are some miscellaneous items that we wanted to show just to compare not only grocery prices, but other stuff like shampoo and conditioner and body wash, just stuff like that. Here we have Head & Shoulders for $6.40 a bottle, or 2 for €11. Here we have some Dove conditioner at €3. Here are the L'Oreal products. We have shampoo at €4, and then next to it, the conditioner at €4. We have some little bottles of shampoo and conditioner at €3. Here's some dry shampoo at €3.67, or the bigger can for $6.99.
Next up, we have pet food. Here's some cat food, $4.49 on the left, $10.49 on the right. Some more for $4.89. It's 6 cans of 400 grams of cat food. Below that is 12 packs of 85 grams of cat food for €5. Here's some dog food, 6 cans of 450 grams of dog food for $13.99. And the bags, we have 2 kilograms of dog food for $12.99, or 3 kilograms for $13.99. $14.59. Here's some cleaning products you can find in Dunn's. And here it is in America. We didn't show the prices here. I think it was relatively the same, but we do have a huge section for that too. And as we walk along, we'll take you through the different aisles to show you the sheer size, like these birthday cards. And we'll take you right here to the animal food. Here we have $1.49 for 3.5 ounces of dog food, and a lot of different types of dog food. The more expensive brands on the top and the cheaper brands on the bottom. Here's a $24 bag of 14 pounds of dog food, 18 pounds of dog food for $15.99. And I'll show you how big it is right next to me. Decent size. We have the L'Oreal in America for $5.99, which looks like the same size bottle. It says it's 12.4 ounces. More L'Oreal products for $5.99, and a huge section. Here's the dry shampoo. Looks like the same size bottle. It's $8.99. And just to hammer it home, here's the difference. It was $3.67 over there, and no conversion rate difference is gonna make up for how big of a difference that is. It is way cheaper over there. Here's some more products here, but I'm assuming these would be cheaper over there based on historical data in this video. We have Irish Spring here, $9.49, and a whole bunch of the same and different types of products. It feels like every product we have, there's like 20 of the same kind. Look at all the different deodorant and body care things. One thing that our local grocery store doesn't have that Dunn's does have is clothing. Walmart does, but we don't shop at Walmart for groceries. But Dunn's clothing is actually, to us, a really great price. I mean, this is €5 for a shirt. I think at Walmart it's gonna be more like $10 to $12. Unless it's on sale, you might find it for $5 or $6. But these aren't even on sale. This is just the price. I mean, that sweater's €20. It looks amazing. These shoes are somehow only €10. Here, that would be sketchy. I would think something's wrong with the shoes, but these shoes look really nice. But here's the difference in our gas price. At our local grocery store, you can get gas for $2.99 a gallon. Here's the conversion, and here's the average price per liter in Ireland. Pretty insane. We definitely have a way better price on gas, but you guys also don't have a car-centric society, so you can kind of get away with not driving as much. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed seeing the differences. Yes, we would have liked to get every little comparison, but this would be such a long video if we did every little thing in the store, so we hope it sums it up decently well.
Comment down below the product that surprised you the most, that was either more expensive in your country or less expensive than America. We want to know what surprised you guys. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would help us out a lot. And for anyone who wants to, you could become a member of our channel of the Passport Pals at $2.99 a month.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.